actually keep a journal, and I will write down the temp, the wind speed, and what the wind chill is, because I want to know, based on what I wear today, do I need to adjust for tomorrow? And it's a lot easier to know what to wear when you know what you've worn before in the same weather conditions. So I'm looking for a base layer, something that wicks the sweat away. And if it's super cold, I'm looking for more of like a fleece before I put on my jacket. Otherwise, I traditionally just wear a base layer and then my wrap jacket.
It's Golden Hour Adventure Time, featuring everyday people doing extraordinary things. From the peaks of victory to the valleys of defeat, these are their stories. Now, from the back of the pack, your hosts, Justin and Robbie.
Welcome to Golden Hour Adventures. Today we have a special episode online for you guys. We are doing our holiday gift giving episode. So we do one of these every year. So we brought on an ultra running badass. She just won the Extreme North Dakota Backyard Ultra. She's the host of the One More Hour podcast, the one, the only, Jaci Wilson.
Thanks for having me. I should have worn like a Santa hat or something.
I know, I thought of that too, but I had to go down to my crawl space and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So I'll just turn on some red lighting and then there you go. We got red lights now. So
perfect.
That works. So
do you have any Christmas music we can play in the background?
Yeah, I think Robbie in post-production will throw some Christmas stuff on. And so, we'll go from there. And then that's what you got. So. Well, Jaci, we've had you on the podcast before. When we had you on before, you hadn't jumped into ultras yet. And I've been following your journey. I think what you've been doing is incredible. You've been chasing the backyard scene for quite a while and trying to get over the hump of a certain time frame and then trying to get over the hump of winning one. And you finally took one. So real quick for the audience, like jumping from no ultra to backyard to winning an ultra, like what is the mindset there? What does it take to do that?
I think it's just curiosity of how far can I actually go. And that's why I went from the 50K right into the backyard, because it was very approachable. I didn't have to have a crew and I could just really go into it with no expectations and no pressure of maybe I can go 50 miles, maybe I can go 75, maybe I only go 40. But I thought removing that pressure from road racing was what I was really looking for in ultra running.
Yeah. And we talk about it a lot, but there's such a distinct difference in road racing marathons versus doing a backyard or a timed race or, a distance race in ultra marathons and getting that mindset out of your head about I got to hit a certain pace. I can't do this, can't do that, and having to swap it over. How difficult was that for you to achieve?
I thought it was very easy. Even like I've ran the same backyard now 2 times in back-to-back years, and every year is different and there's really no comparison. And I think just getting onto the trails, I never really paid attention to pace on the trails, and I know some road runners still try to do that, and that would be harder. Since I feel like it was easier since I just I'm going to run based on effort and I'm just going to keep it easy, and I'm just out here to enjoy nature and be outside. So I think that was easy for me.
Awesome. Well, I gave that little bit of, I led her into how much of a badass she is. Also, how many yards did you go to win this year?
18.
18. What does that equate to in miles?
78 miles.
78 miles in 18
It was
hours.
a really short. Yeah, it was a really small group. There were 11 of us. So it was interesting.
Don't downplay your win.
No, it was very. I was so ready to keep going, and there were 11 of us. 13 signed up, and one guy's wife had a baby like the day before, so obviously wasn't going to be there. To see this strong group of runners, and we all went really far. Like there weren't many people that dropped below the 50K mark, which was fun. And then there were 5 or 6 of us that wanted to go 100 plus. So that had me really excited. But it was just these overuse injuries that kept on taking people out just every hour, which was hard, but it was really fun.
What's that last hour like when you're by yourself, knowing you already got the dub?
So I actually wasn't. No, so there was one other guy out there with me, and I saw his lights halfway through. So about the 2 mile mark, and I thought he was actually going to pass me. I figured out we had a full moon, so you could see the single track if it was gravel without your light. So when he was walking, he was turning off his waist lights, and when he was running, he had his light on. So I saw his light. I knew that he was moving pretty fast. I thought he was going to pass me, and I was excited because maybe I could talk to him for a little while. And then I never saw his light again, and it took him 90 minutes to finish that last loop. So we were waiting, and it was just kind of, is he going to come in with a couple minutes left, or is he not going to finish it?
Well, congratulations. Like I said, it's
Thank
been
you.
amazing to watch your journey into ultra. And I can't wait to see you go out and get your first buckle as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully that's soon. And then you can start chasing Western states like the rest of us. Okay, well, let's jump right in. Ed, I led off with a little bit of background for Jaci, just to let you know that she's a serious trail runner. Suggestions she's going to be bringing today are coming from, very experienced runner, someone who now sits on the podium and has been running and coaching, now podcasting, and so is really immersed herself in the running community, so she understands the gear that she's going to be recommending for you today. So let's jump right into it. What are you wearing on your feet on the road?
Who are we starting with? Me?
I guess you.
I don't run the road, so
Robbie doesn't run the road, but I'm going to hit him, though. I'm going to get him.
Gosh, I am a big Brooks fan. That's what I started running with, and it's always worked for me. So I'm with the Brooks Glycerin or the Glycerin Max on longer runs.
Robbie, I know you have a pair of road shoes. I know you do. What do you got?
I got the Brooks Ghost.
Brooks Ghost.
I think they got 16 miles on them. And I've had them for about 3 years now.
Nice.
I'm
going to go with the road shoe that has given me the most mileage. You guys know I've talked about it all the time, but that's the Mount to Coast R1s. Those are phenomenal shoes. I was able, as a bigger dude, to get over 500 miles on those shoes, and I've never got that on any other shoe. So the Mount to Coast R1s, that's my go-to. So, Robbie, I'm going to let you go first and steal my thunder here, but what do you got for trail shoes?
As most of you know, I was a long-time Hoka fanboy, but Hoka is no more in my wheelhouse. I bought a pair of the Mount to Coast H1s. The T1s will be coming pretty soon, but all I can speak to is the H1s, and by far the best shoe I've ever worn. So sorry, Hoka. You can go. I'm not going to say it, but yeah. Man, these shoes, I told Justin when I put them on, well, the first shoe you can just put on, lace up once, and go for a long run without having to adjust them on the initial break-in. I was a little worried about the lug being, 2 millimeter. I'm used to 4 millimeter, but I did some scrambling with them yesterday. They stuck right to the rock and super cushion. I can bomb down hills with them. My foot does not move in them, so I'm going with Mount to Coast H1.
Nice. Jaci, what you got?
So I wear the Brooks Caldera or the Catamount, but the T1 is on my Christmas list. I am very interested in them and want to give them a try.
Awesome. I am going to go with Robbie on this one, the Mount to Coast H1s. That is a fantastic shoe. So if you're familiar with the R1s, the H1s are very similar in feel. They have obviously a little bit of a lug pattern to them, but they're a 2 millimeter. So they can be run on the road or on trail. They're meant to be a cross between both. I've seen people running on the treadmill in them. So you don't feel the lugs with the 2 millimeter, but they still have enough grip. Like Robbie said, they can grip on some of that rock and you could fly up it. I ran them in snow yesterday. I did slide a little bit because of the 2 millimeter lug, but they still performed well. I have no issues with them. The most comfortable shoe I've ever put my foot in. I'll stand behind that Robbie statement on that one. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of those H1s. They are fantastic. I need to get some T1s too. I need to get some T1s because if they're anything like the R1s or the H1s, man, I'm just going to buy stock and Mount the Coast. And...
Me too. It's like we're like 5 years late on this bandwagon here.
I know. As soon as the H2s come out, they'll be terrible. So
I'll be looking to switch good.
Yeah, buy like 18 pair of H1s. So you're good.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah. So anyway, Christmas list. If you're looking to buy yourself some shoes or looking to buy somebody else some shoes, it looks like we got the Catamounts and the Calderas and the Mount to Coast H1s. That's going to be our shoe of choice.
Something we should mention. I can speak to. You could probably speak to the Brooks and on both of you guys. The Mountain Coast is exact size to fit. So I wear a 10, was able to buy a 10. I know with some other shoes going around right now, shoe sizes all over the place, but if you know your spouses or boyfriend or whatever you're buying these for, they're exact fit.
100%. Jackie, are they true to fit, the Brooks?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I never had issues with them, but, a 10 is such a common thing. So let's go on to the legs. So we're talking, I'm in Alaska. We've got Minnesota, South Dakota. It's getting chillier out. We're already in negative temperatures. I'm sure, Jackie, you're there soon. We got to protect our legs, and so we got to wear tights. So my go-to tight, these things do not move. I talk about them all the time. I have shoved water bottles down in the pockets. I've got phone in the pocket. I got snacks in the top pockets, and they don't move. That's the Jaci Boreal fleece tights. These things are phenomenal. They have reflective for nighttime running, which in the wintertime, every time it's nighttime running. So they have reflective. You lighten up when car lights are hitting you or if other headlamps are hitting you, you're lighting up. So, man, I stand by these tights. I have one pair. I think about buying another pair just so I can have a good little rotation for them. But the Boreal fleece tights. I've tried to talk Robbie into getting a pair, but I don't know how much he is into the fleece or not, but man, these things are phenomenal. So my go-to on tights is the Jaci Boreal fleece tights. Jackie, what you got?
So I agree with fleece. I don't have a specific fleece pair that I like. I traditionally wear Lululemon as my base layer. And the reason why I do that is my glutes are huge and I need the pants to stay up. So I have a small waist. So Lululemon always stays up for me. Other pants do not. But my go-to for winter running and what I recommend to a lot of people is like the Brooks Shield tights. Anything that has that extra layer for wind protection on the outside is a go-to for me.
Yeah. I will say the Boreal have that as well. They do have
Perfect.
The little liner as well for the wind. But yeah, that's interesting. I hear a lot of people talk about how well the Lululemon tights perform.
Yeah. I would say Brooks traditionally their regular leggings I don't wear just because they don't fit. It's like either I'm going to buy a larger size and the waist is going to be huge, or my quads and my butt are not going to fit.
Yeah. I have that same, they fall down for me.
Yeah.
So I have a huge waist and huge legs, but no butt. So, so yeah. So that, I just had this weird combo. Robbie, I know you're a tights guy. What do you got?
Well, I can't find the one pair of tights that I did find that stay up they don't make anymore. Those were Mountain Hardwear. Spoke about them last year. This year, I'm probably going to buy, just knowing how the Path Projects Centennial shorts fit me, and the tights are the same thing, just with some legs. I'm going to go with those. I have a pair of Jaci shorts. They stay up, they don't move at all. But there's something just for me. Maybe the tights are different probably with the felt, but I'm going to try the Path Projects, the tights. I'm going to go with those this year, so that's
Cool.
what I'm going with.
Cool. Well, now that you jumped into shorts a little bit, what's your go-to short, Robbie? Whether that be a flowy short or a tight short?
For me, tight shorts. I'm going to go, the Path Project Centennial short has been my go-to. I can load all those pockets up. I can put 2 flasks in each side and all the gels and everything else. Shorts do not move. The padding, whatever the inner part on the front and back is like seamless, so there's no seams in there, no weird chafing. They're just, in the past, last year I got a pair of rabbit short tights. First run, put a hole in them. These ones with the Path Projects, I bushwhack quite a bit and I've tore them all up and there's still no holes in them, so they're tough. So that's my go-to, and I'll probably buy another pair of those also.
And so those are tights, but just the shorter
tight,
length tights.
Yeah, Centennial short tights.
What's the length on those?
That is a good question.
We'll come back to you. Jackie, what do you got on shorts?
So I like more flowy shorts, but
Okay.
I also do have tights for, I would say, longer runs so that I can use them on during races, just to prevent chafing. Or if it's like raining, I would rather have something that's sticking to me on purpose versus a more flowy short. I like the Jaci tights tight shorts and Brooks flowy shorts.
Oh, okay. I like flowy shorts. I've always been a flowy short guy. I'm starting to wear tights, and I like the tights. I have a pair of the Brooks. I think they're elite tights. So they have no drawstring, they have no pockets, they have nothing. They're just underwear. Which is it's fine. But for speed workouts, they're great. You're not carrying a lot on your speed workouts. For me, I do my speed workouts in the wintertime on the treadmill, so they're easy to put on, and they're super light. They don't move, which I thought was weird without a drawstring that they were going to move, but they didn't. So I really like those. I haven't tested a lot of other tights, so I can't speak to them, but that might be something that, I buy for my Christmas presents, some types for myself. But I'm going to go with Robbie on the company Path Projects. I've had a pair of Path Projects from when I first started trail running in 2019, and I ran my first 100 in them in 2021. I ran Cowboy 200 in them this year, and it's the exact same pair of shorts. They don't break. They're phenomenal shorts. They're going to last you. The price point was a little lower. Now they've kind of matched with what everybody else's price points are on shorts. So I won't say that they're, the price, but I think they're about $60. So you're not going to be out there spending, $100 like you would on some other shorts. But any of the Path Project shorts are phenomenal. I stand behind those guys, and yeah, they're putting out some phenomenal products. I'm wondering though, when are they going to start putting out female products?
Yeah.
They're so they sell out of everything that they make, and all I ever hear online is like, when are you going to make female products? When are you going to make female products? And so, Jackie, I'm sorry you probably haven't experienced some Path Projects yet. It's coming. Hopefully it's coming.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I hunt, and there are some brands that don't make any women's gear. And if you want a hunting vest for like pheasant hunting, there is a specific brand that sells specifically women's gear. But even that, like a size small, I'm like, who is wearing these? Because they're so large. So it's nice to have companies that will tend to go the female route just for sizing purposes.
And you do have some brands that are pretty just female.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make male gear either. So I forget. What is the name? I can never say it. It starts with an O-I. And,
I don't.
Ozell, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I always say it wrong, but yeah, you do have, and I know a lot of people that wear their gear and really like it. So
it was before we head on to the next one. It's funny you talk about Path Project selling out all the time, because I'm on their email list, and at least once or twice a week I get an email saying that their stuff's back in stock, and sometimes I'll go look and it's already gone, and it's like their stuff is so good. I think people just wait, and as soon as they see it, they just jump on there and buy it. So if they don't have something, you might have to wait a few weeks. And if you're on their email list and they say they got it, you better get on there and buy it.
That's great. Yeah, I get those emails too, but I don't know. They just get buried like the rest of them. But well, staying on the trend of shorts, let's jump right into like short sleeve shirts. For me, I love Death March Running Company, right? You see me wearing every single thing that they make, but their performance tech tees are amazing. They weigh as much as a Kleenex. They're flowy. They're perforated in the back, so they like let air in. Like, those are the most phenomenal running shirts that I've ever worn. They're light, they're airy, and they're priced right. I think they're like $50 for a tech tee. That's kind of unheard of. I mean, most of the times you're going to see like $80 to $100 plus, especially if you're going with like Satisfy, you're going to be spending like $800 on a shirt. But the Death March Performance Tech tees, they have awesome designs on them. They're lightweight. They're great. I wore them for Kettle Moraine 100 this year. I had 2 of them. I swapped one out. They're just phenomenal shirts, and I'll, continue to wear those as they come out. What you got, Jackie?
Well, I was going to say Death March Running Company, so I'll pick something else.
No, go for it. Go for it. Because
I agree. They are amazing, and I just want something that's light, that's not going to hold sweat. Like, I'm a very heavy sweater, and that also means that I need to carry a lot more water. So if I can cut weight in other areas, that's That's my go-to. I don't want anything that's going to absorb water. There are other comfortable shirts that I love running, but when it comes to a longer run or a race, I want something as light as possible. So Death March is definitely a go-to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely for sure. Robbie, you Death March or?
I'm not yet. Sounds like I need to buy one.
Yeah, you do.
For me, I always just wear old race shirts, but my go-to favorite race shirts that I've got are Patagonia t-shirts, tech shirts. I pull those out first. The other ones, are fall behind. So any of the Patagonia tech shirts for me, I would buy probably, but those are my t-shirts.
What race is giving Patagonia race shirts?
So Scout Mountain.
How do I sign up for these?
Scout Mountain gave Patagonia shirts. Luke Nelson is a Patagonia athlete.
Oh,
then
okay.
Speedgoat, Carl used to, be Patagonia too. And so we got Patagonia shirts for a while at Speedgoat. They're not anymore. They're whatever, cheap Chinese tech shirts now.
Not to side trail here, but you're bringing up shirts and race shirts. What happened to like the light cotton shirt that you would just wear out? Like Black Hills does it still.
Like this?
That's why I saw that. The Black Hills still does it. They just have a cotton shirt that, but it's like that light, airy cotton shirt, not the heavy, the tri-blend shirt. Like, what happened to race companies giving those instead of these tech tees? I mean, I like the tech tees, but like, how many of them do we have? I have a whole drawer full of them.
And a lot of them don't fit well.
Yeah, and they're terribly fitting. Yeah, they're awful.
Seams in there that chafe the crap out of you.
We need to let's bring back the old cotton shirts that we just like. You're not gonna run in them, but you can just wear them out. I don't know. That's just me.
No, that's good. I agree with you there, because if I run a hard race, I'm proud of that race. I want to wear the shirt, not like I wouldn't wear any of my other ones just out on the night of the town or anything. You know what I mean? Like wearing my Scout Mountain shirt, it's a total tech shirt.
Yeah, it'd be a little weird.
I'm there with you. Bring back the tri-blend tees.
Robbie, what you got for a long sleeve t-shirt or long sleeve shirt?
Long sleeve. It's more of a sun hoodie. It's made by Outdoor Vitals. It is called Altitude Sun Hoodie. I wore it at Cowboy. It's super light, super like buttery soft, no seams, and it just wicks moisture so well. You don't even notice that hood's on there. I have some other ones with hoods on them, and you can tell that hood's there. But that's my go-to. I wouldn't say it'd probably be really good this winter. I have some thicker ones, but that's my go-to right now in the spring and fall. Summertime, I'll probably wear it a little bit too, just to, longer runs for protection. But that's my go-to right now.
Yeah, I've really started to like sun hoodies. I think they're phenomenal. I don't run in them very often. I wish maybe I should transition to doing that for that, skin protection. But I love just wearing them out. So all summer long, I will wear a long sleeve sun hoodie. And since you mentioned it, I have my own long sleeve, but I have a sun hoodie on here as well. Mine's the Patagonia sun hoodie. That thing is butter. It's expensive as shit. It's going to cost you a lot of money. But I've had mine for about 4 years and it's lasted and I wear it all the time. It's a freaking awesome color too. But, Patagonia, they throw out like crazy colors. But yeah, so I have a Patagonia that I go to. I have many other companies that I wear theirs as well. But yeah, my long sleeve would be the Rabbit Easy Tee. I love that thing. I think it's a phenomenal base layer, a layer to just be worn out if it's like 30 degrees or so. But as far as like a base layer, it's a synthetic blend. So, it's going to wick the moisture really quickly. If it gets really, really cold, like we're talking sub-zero, I'm switching to a merino wool. I'm not using a synthetic shirt anymore. But for, all the way up until 0, I'm wearing a Rabbit Easy Tee. And you can usually pick those up on sale. They'll have like last year's models. You never know what color it's going to be, but you can get one on sale, and they're phenomenal shirts. I love how they feel. What you got, Jackie?
I like the John G. Sun hoodie. Any of them I think are great. And my husband really turned me on to them because traditionally I'm just running out all summer long with a tank top. But when it comes to races, I really need to remember I need to stay as cool as possible. I don't want that sunburn catching me the next morning. Or in the evening too, getting those chills. So that's been a go-to for me, even for gardening. I'm wearing it, doing everything. And then in the winter, I really like anything merino wool. I've recently been wearing the Cozy Zero merino wool shirts. It has the watch hole, which I absolutely love. It has the thumb hole. So that's something that I look for is the shirt that I want to wear as my base layer. Does it have a watch hole? Because if it doesn't, my wrist always gets cold.
Really? I have a Cozy Zero as well, and I do like it. I think it's a pretty solid shirt, and their price point's pretty good too.
Yeah.
You're not gonna they're not gonna price you out, which a lot of people, if you buy a full price Rabbit Easy Tee, you're gonna be priced out. I always look for the sales on those guys. But Jackie, we'll let you lead this next one. What are you wearing for your jacket? What's your go-to jacket?
I have a Rab jacket, and I absolutely love it. When I first bought my first winter running jacket, I went to our local running store, and he said, don't buy a running brand, buy a ice climbing company brand, buy a skiing company brand, like buy some winter activity, not running. And like I think I can stand behind that with Brooks or Nike or any of these like traditional shoe companies. They're not creating a winter running jacket for at least our climates. If you live south of us, then it'll probably work, but I don't know, for sub-zero all winter, you need something that's better, and the Rab jacket has been a game changer. All of my running friends in town have the same jacket because it's been wonderful.
Yeah, that's interesting that you bring that up. I've noticed the exact same thing because I love jackets. My wife hates that I love jackets, but I love jackets. I have a jacket from everything, and I'm already looking to buy another jacket. So that's a really good recommendation, and I've never heard that before. So yeah, I'm gonna explore that because I have a Rabbit. I love my Rabbit, but
Yeah.
it's a going out jacket, but it's a spring fall type jacket. I'm not wearing it right now, but yeah, I do love Rab. They're great. For running, I am wearing a running jacket, but it's a handmade running jacket. I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen my crazy colors of my jacket. It's a Vander. So it's made in Colorado. It's hand stitched. No jacket is the same. So the one that I have is the only one that looks like mine. It's got her signature on the inside. It's numbered. It is a phenomenal jacket for a spring fall type climate. I do layer it, but I need to put like a shell over the top of it with a base layer as well. But I usually don't, just for the fact that I don't want to hide those colors. So you'll see me in the spring and the fall wearing my Vander. A phenomenal jacket. I messaged the lady on Instagram and I was like, hey, help me pick one out, and she went through her, the whole thing. Like, well, if you want this jacket, this is going to be good for these temperatures. This jacket's going to be good for this temperature. And it's like, I'm super impressed just for like a small business. She's so good, so friendly, so kind. And like, I love supporting small businesses. And yeah, so that's my go-to is those Vander jackets. Just a fun all around jacket.
Can I interrupt? Can I
Yeah,
interrupt?
go for it.
So, as a female, I think there's a difference between what men want and what females want for gifts. My husband wants something that's very practical, and I want something that is thoughtful. So, I will buy all my Brooks gear, but if he comes up with that jacket, like that would mean the world to me. Just something that's thoughtful and a little bit more unique that I wouldn't necessarily buy myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're listening, Jackie's husband, this is
Yeah.
clearly she wants a Vander, so have you seen them, Jackie? Have you seen the Vanders?
I've seen yours. Yeah.
Yeah, seen mine. Okay. Yeah. Not all of them are as wild as mine, so I literally picked the craziest one that I could find.
I love it.
I mean, let's be honest, it fits me. So, Robbie, what you got?
Jackets. So I guess I have a few different jackets. Rain, windbreaker type jacket, summer, fall, spring, outdoor research. Helium is my go-to. When it gets a little colder, still kind of need that windproof. I have a Rabbit jacket. It is the Tree Line. That thing gets really hot though, and it's a little heavier on the heavier side.
Yeah, I remember when you got that and you were showing it to me. That is a pretty phenomenal jacket. I do like that.
Yeah, it's nice. Then when it gets really cold, I have a Salmon jacket that I wear that has all the ventilation in it. It's got a back pocket like a cyclist bib has on it, so you can just throw stuff in the back and still easy access. Even wearing gloves, you can open that zipper. It's got pockets on the sides. all that. So when it's really cold, I wear that Solomon jacket. They don't make it anymore, unfortunately, but those are my jackets. But I need to check out this Vander. I think I've seen some people wearing it.
Yeah, the Vanders are fun.
I didn't know that
I
was that one,
Yeah,
the one you wear, but
the
I've
crazy
seen
one.
them on
Yeah.
Instagram. Some people I know in Colorado have them. So
Yeah, and she's based out of Colorado, so yeah, I don't know, it's just a fun jacket.
yeah, they look pretty cool.
Hey, Jackie, while we're on the subject of jackets, I think this would be a really good, like, little sidebar to take a break for a second, but talk about how you layer in the.
So I actually keep a journal, and I will write down the temp, the wind speed, and what the wind chill is, because I want to know, based on what I wear today, do I need to adjust for tomorrow? And it's a lot easier to know what to wear when you know what you've worn before in the same weather conditions. So I'm looking for a base layer, something that wicks the sweat away. And if it's super cold, I'm looking for more of like a fleece before I put on my jacket. Otherwise, I traditionally just wear a base layer and then my wrap jacket, because it's, I don't know, it holds air. So then that air holds warmth. It's not tight on me. And that's another thing that I look for when I'm layering, is I don't want everything to be tight on me. I want loose clothing. I'll tuck in my shirt, obviously, to keep that wind off skin, but I want something to be looser just to lock in that heat.
Now, your wrap jacket, that's a puffy, right?
Yep.
You're wearing a puffy, okay.
Yeah, I have one. My original one doesn't have a hood, and then I bought a second one because I was like, I don't want this to be discontinued, but if it is, I want a backup, and my second one has a hood.
Okay. And do you prefer the hood versus the non-hooded, or?
It depends on how many layers I'm wearing. If I need to wear that fleece and my jacket, and then maybe 2 neck gaiters to cover my face, something that's thicker around my neck, I don't want the hood just because it adds extra bulk. But otherwise, I'll wear the hooded one most of the winter, unless if it's 40 below, then I'll go without the hood.
40 below.
That's a good point, though. Hooded and non-hooded jackets, especially for new people picking out winter running gear. I tend not to like hoods in the wintertime because of visibility. When you have that hood up and you're running on the trails, I can't see as good. I know some of the companies are making hoods that are more streamlined now, but I'd rather just have a beanie on and no hood back there. It can be bolty, like you were saying, Jackie. It depends how much gear you got on. You got your vest on. You got to pull that out of your vest, all those other things. So that's just something to think about, too. If you're a new runner buying a jacket for the winter, think about if you want a hood or not. I suggest one with a hood and one without, like Jackie, but very cold, I'm no hood.
I'm a hood. I like the hood. If it gets, real cold, that's an extra layer that I'm throwing up over my bald head. I need all the support I can get up there. Yeah, I like the hoods. That's a good thing, honestly. Speaking of bald heads, I got to protect this guy, so that just an easy transition into the next segment. So I'm a hat guy. I love wearing hats when I'm running. Let's just jump into winter since we've been continuing on this trend. I have a Craft merino wool beanie. That thing does not move. It fits my head perfectly. I ran yesterday. It was -5. It was perfect. I didn't have anything over it. It was enough. I recently got it, so I haven't really tested it out, and I want to say cold, but for the other people on this podcast, you get us. Like, there's a difference in 5 below and 40 below. So, I haven't tested it out in real cold yet, but for like -5, it seems to work really well. But yeah, that Craft merino wool is phenomenal. What you got, Jackie?
I have a Carhartt hat, and I absolutely love it just because of the thickness. I don't know. I've tried other hats that are more of a beanie with the fleece lining, but the fleece lining isn't thick enough. I just haven't found that one where the fleece lining is, or I shouldn't say thick. I should say wide. It doesn't seem to cover my ears.
Okay.
But I just want something that's thick so I don't have to layer multiple things.
Well, I don't have hair, so that that might be why mine works so well. Robbie's got hair, so I'd be interested to see what he's got.
So it's getting less and less every day, but for me, I like the merino style beanies. My favorite was a Mountain Hardwear. They don't make it anymore. Now I got an outdoor research. I sweat a lot, and a lot of the hot air goes through my head. So I can't wear big, huge, bulky beanies. It's usually I like the snug fitting ones because I still usually wear a hat over the top to block the sun if I need it. But yeah, a thin beanie that is very moisture wicking. And if I take it off and put it back on, it can warm back up. So I still haven't found the perfect one yet. So maybe one day I will.
Yeah, maybe, the Carhartt one, that might be your perfect
Maybe.
one. What do you got for just your traditional hat?
Just like trucker hat.
Yeah, is that what you wear?
But yeah, just a regular. My favorites are the Bocos. I mean, they're the most. They fit my head well. Some hats, if I, tighten them down, I get a headache with those Bocos. I can flip the bill up if it's really windy and it won't blow off my head. I actually do have a runner hat that I like quite a bit. I haven't really put it through the paces. I've kind of been saving it. But any of those Boco hats with the short bill, I like those trucker hats.
Nice. Jackie, do you wear a traditional hat?
Oh, I don't. And I have a million. I have a million from Brooks. I have from other running companies, and I just don't enjoy wearing a hat. Like if I wear a hat, my hair gets flat as just having curly hair, so I don't want that. And if I have my hair up, it doesn't really fit in a hat. So I just don't really wear one unless I have to. Unless if it's super hot out, then I will wear just a regular Brooks hat.
Gotcha. I recently was given at Javelina to be a pacer. Well, a pacer hat. It was from Runner. It was a runner hat. I'd never had tried the runner hats before. I have a small, weird shaped head, and so hats are very strange for me, and they don't ever fit me right. If I go buy just a traditional hat, I shop in the kids section because my head's so small that the adult hats don't fit. I have to wear the kids hats. So and that's a very true statement. But I was gifted this runner hat, and I haven't done a lot of runs in it, but it fits so well, and I'm very impressed by the fit. I've done a couple like indoor runs with it, and I'm just like, man, I love this hat. And so I think that's going to be my suggestion going forward. Is if I'm looking for a traditional runner hat, that's the one, is runner hats. Jackie, I being the male that I am, I forgot a key point in female running gear. And so I know like sports bras are a big topic for you guys. I don't wear one. I'm assuming Robbie doesn't either. So I apologize for missing out on that and not hitting that. But please, the stage is yours on that one.
So I think when it comes to sports bras, it's very unique to each individual. If you need support, if you don't need support, and then when are you going to wear it? Some of them, they look like a t-shirt. If you were wearing a V-neck over top of it, it looks like a t-shirt. I don't want that in the summer because it's way too hot. Again, I'm a heavy sweater, so I want the least amount of fabric possible. But in the winter, that's awesome. So I wear the 3-pocket sports bra from Brooks in the winter because there is more fabric. But it's also a great racing sports bra because it does have pockets. So if you want to have an option for carrying fuel during a race, I would say more for maybe a short looped ultra or a road race. It's a great option. And there are a lot of different brands that have pockets too. And I think they're getting more popular, especially with pockets in the back for the phone and then for fuel. They look kind of odd when you have 5 gels strapped to your back, but and I kind of wonder, like, do they actually hold on to them or like do you lose them? But they're very popular, so it's tricky because it's very individual on what you want and what you need.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I know nothing, so now I know something. Jackie, what are you wearing on your hands?
I have a couple different pair of mittens. My go-to is, they're a really old pair. They do not make them anymore, and I'm disappointed because I would like to get another pair, but they're Saucony. They're just a traditional black mitten, but they have 2 layers on them, and then the outside of the hand has like a wind protection fabric. I don't know how you would describe it. It's not canvas, but it's pretty thick, and the wind does not get through it. So that's my go-to in the winter. But I did just buy a pair of the lobster mittens. I'm not quite sold on them yet because it's just odd to have your thumb and your pointer finger in separate. I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. And I don't really use my phone when I'm running, so I don't know why I thought that it would be a good idea, but I just wanted to try them out.
Okay.
But I find if I have cold hands, I actually need to put another layer on my core. So I would wear a vest instead of trying to find a warmer mitten.
Oh, interesting. I like that. Robbie, what are you wearing?
My hands are also another thing where heat loves to go. I love my craft gloves. I've had them for years. They're the best gloves I've ever had. They're just super thin. They're wind resistant. You can still use your cell phone with them. A lot of times I'll be taking my gloves off. When it gets really cold, of course, I'll have them on, but I like the craft. I don't even know which model they are. I have 2 pairs of them, and hopefully they last quite a few more years, so I don't have to buy a pair.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I have craft gloves and they're phenomenal. Jack, you might want to look at Craft. They make really good gloves. I've had a pair that I've had for about 3 years, and they've worked really well. So I have a pair that's just your traditional gloves, right? They're craft and they're good to 30 degrees, right? And then I have a pair that have the slip over the finger thing, right? So they're still gloves, but they have the slip over finger thing. So I wore those yesterday at 5 below and they were fine. Anything below 5 below, Craft makes these massive mittens and they have a canvas over the front of them. So you're not going to get wind burn on them. I tell you, I've run it 40 below and my hands have been sweating. That's how hot these gloves are. They are phenomenal gloves. Normally I'll have like a real light base layer merino wool glove that I'll put on the inside of them. That way, so when my hands start to sweat, it's wicking the sweat. If I need to pull my hand out to do something, I at least still have some protection on my hand because at 40 below, you can put yourself in a bind quick. And so I usually will wear like a little base layer underneath it. But yeah, my hands will be sweating at 40 below. So these craft gloves are phenomenal.
I'll check them out. I have a pair of those chopper style with the canvas material for hunting, and my hands will stay super warm then. So it was my thought that if I'm warm sitting still, not moving at all, they're too warm for running.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. These are a little they're hot, but I mean they work well. I don't, and they're made for running. I mean they are running gloves, but so. What about your feet, Jackie? What are you putting on your feet?
In terms of what?
Socks.
Socks.
Yeah, sorry. I thought we were on the same trend here. Like, like we already did shoes.
I like merino wool. That's my go-to for winter running. For summer running, I just want something that's light and airy and that maybe has a little bit of a compression fit to it. But yeah, merino wool is my go-to.
Robbie?
I'm thick, darn tough all year round.
The thick ones, huh?
The thick ones, yep.
Really?
I actually like for running is the hiking ones with the little pads in them. But all year round, I wear the thick socks. They work better for me, and I can get my shoe, where I want it with the tightness and not much slipping. Never get blisters with those darn tough, and they have a lifetime guarantee. So,
yeah. I wear the darn toughs as well. I wear merino wool year round. I wear the lightweight ones in the summertime, and then I wear the heavy ones in the wintertime. It's a game changer. And Jackie, maybe you may explore this to wear the lightweight merino wool in the summertime, just with the wicking properties of merino wool. It's fun because your feet are still sweating even in the summertime,
right.
Or you're going through creeks, or you name it, it's raining, so you're still having that wicking property, which is nice. But I've recently discovered a sock that I really like for the wintertime, and they're called Hollow. It's a brand name Hollow. They're an alpaca wool, but they're not. Now, I'm sure everybody who's looked at alpaca wool, they're like, oh my gosh, those are so expensive. The Hollow socks are not, though. They're like $25, which is basically the price of a darn tough sock. And they're phenomenal. Now, it better be cold because your feet are going to get like warm. So it better be cold. I wouldn't wear those in like 20, 30 degrees. But if it's below 0 and you're wearing these Hollow socks, man, they are phenomenal. So they wick the same as like a merino wool. They say they have the same type of properties, but yeah, just an alpaca wool. They're phenomenal socks. They're priced right. But yeah, either merino wool or alpaca wool. That's kind of my go-to.
Have either of you tried out toe socks? That's one thing that's on my Christmas list.
So I used to wear toe socks, and they do work well for me in the summertime. In the wintertime, with your toes spread apart, my toes were ice. And so like having them together in a, even with the thicker winter sock, it didn't work. Not for me. And so I needed the toes together. You know, it's kind of the same thing with like wearing the gloves that separate your fingers versus wearing mitts where you can have the warmth working off of each other. The toe socks just, it didn't work for me in the winter. Now they're great summer socks. You know, they have merino wool toe socks and they work fine. I don't know. I kind of bought a bunch of socks to wear in the wintertime and then they kind of just transitioned to summertime too. So I just kind of gave up on toe socks, but I used to wear them, but
I can't do them. When they came out, I got a pair, and they're still brand new. I think I've maybe worn them like 2 or 3 times. I'm big off feeling my feet off the ground and where my toes are at. And when those toe socks were together, they rub together like really slick. And I wasn't confident in my foot placement. So they came off and I can't do them. That's just me. I can't do them.
they're a pain in the butt to put on too.
They're a pain in the butt when you're crewing someone and you got to pull them off and put a new pair on.
Yeah, they're awful if you're a crew member. Honestly, like if you're like deep in a race, like you're, 15, 16 yards in, you can't bend over to do your feet anymore and somebody else is having to do it for you, like it's a pain for them. But if you're by yourself and you're 15, 16 yards in, you got to do it yourself. You're just like, oh my gosh, where's the regular socks? I can't put each individual toe. I don't know. It's just like,
especially when they're all taped up and you got to, got blisters and stuff.
I know people love them, and I get it. I wore them when I first started running too, and they do prevent blisters. But if you know proper foot care, you can prevent blisters anyway. So
yeah, it's just a feel thing for me.
Unless you're running Cowboy 200, and then you get 7 blisters randomly on each foot. So so we're all nighttime runners because we live in the northern hemisphere, and we have to run early mornings and late nights, but you can't do it without lights, right? So what are you wearing, Jackie, to light up the trail?
So I can't find the exact link for the headlamp that I have. It is pretty bulky, so I only wear it in the winter because I need to be wearing it with a hat, but I got it on Amazon, honestly. It was probably $40 at the time. The ones that are similar look a lot more expensive, but my problem was any battery-operated headlamp that I was trying to use will dim in the cold, and that doesn't work for me. So I needed something bright, which is why I found this rechargeable one that works wonders. I'm also wearing my Nox Gear Tracer vest so that I can be seen by crazy drivers in the snow, and I got an Ultraspire waist light as well.
I feel like we're all going to say the same thing because I know exactly where Robbie's going. I already know. Okay, Robbie, what Ultraspire waist light are you wearing?
I got the first gen. I got the old OG one.
When are they going to come out with that new one that they've been?
I looked on there earlier today. It's there. I might need to go buy it. But,
oh, it's there. It's back. They got it in.
It's back. Yeah.
Wow.
It'll probably be gone by the time we get off. But,
yeah, it's gone by the time you get back.
It's the Solstice, I believe it is. That's the newest one. Yeah, but I just got the OG first gen waist light, and then I also have a Petzl Swift rechargeable headlamp. I totally prefer the waist light over a headlamp. One thing though, for another new thing for new runners, if you're running at night, your waist lamp, if you got to tie your shoes, you can't see your shoelaces with your waist lamp, and I think a lot of people forget about that. So I have both on, but usually my headlamp's off. Also, another thing, if you're running a very mountainous race and there's lots of up and downs, it's good to have both during that race to switch on and off. Because if you're going up some steep up, your waist lamp is just going to be shining right back in your face. Then if you could turn your headlamp on, keep it up, then you'll just have to figure out your shadow issues. Another thing, if you're bombing down some steep downhills, your waist lamp will be non-existent and you'll have to have your headlamp. So you'll just have to play around. But I like to tell people it's good to have both just in case. Like opening gels or opening a wrapper, like you can't see with your waist lamp unless you do some weird stuff. And I've been out there doing the weird stuff, trying to get down to see, bending over, trying to open a package. But yeah, those are mine. Petzl and Ultraspire.
Wait, and you need go ahead. You need the headlamp so you can see if that noise to the side is a squirrel or a mountain lion.
Yeah.
That's
exactly what I was going to say.
It's a big adjustment, like going from just using a headlamp to using the waist light and looking off to the side and realizing that there's no light on your head. Yeah. So definitely have both.
So I run both year round because we have big creatures that are called moose, and they like to just stand in the road. They like to chase you. They're extremely aggressive. They weigh like 1,200 pounds, and I'm not really wanting to tangle with them, so I wear both. The waist light, just like everyone else has described, it really like kind of gets rid of the shadows when you're running on the trails at night or even on the road. Like if you're running on the road and you're running kind of in an icy area or you're running on sidewalks, you're trying to avoid things. There's the waist lamp just kind of eliminates that. And so I run with the 850 Duo. So the Duo, it becomes a headlamp. I've never used it in that configuration, but the light does pop out and you can move it and use it or use it for that. So if you need to tie your shoes, just pop the light out and use it. But I run a Phoenix on my head. It's a heavy headlamp, but that thing has 1,800 lumens. So I can see like in the next state, which
in the Canada next
there is
country?
no other. Yeah, there is no next state. So
Sure.
I could see Russia. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, me and Putin over here. Oh, that's great. So yeah, because I'm looking for eyes. I'm looking for eyes that are above me, and because the moose stand above me, so the waist lamp is never going to be able to do that, but it's going to be able to break up the terrain a little bit. But I need that distance and I need that look. So if you see me, I look like a car coming at you. The Kogula, that's running dual Kogulas.
Oh, jeez.
When when you and your pacer both have a Kogula, like, golly, what kind of car is that? Turn the lights off. But
Turn your low beams on.
yeah. Jackie, have you seen a Kogula yet?
I haven't, no.
So it's a light bar and it has 5 lights and each light is 800 lumens. And so like if you're running it on bright, oh my God, it's awful.
Yeah.
Looking at it. It's a great light to run, but you have to have a battery pack. And so I think they came out, they were real successful and then like they've starting to fall off. Like
Yeah.
I've seen more people go to the Ultra Spires than the other ones, just the fact that you got to carry a battery pack with you on this thing. And so
we were doing Nightcrawler and you guys would pass me, I'd be blinded for I don't know how long.
yeah, because me and Chris had one. Yeah, we both had one. So
yeah.
I mean, they're great. They will light up the trail, but I mean, you gotta carry another brick with you, and so that's not anything I really want to carry. But anyway. All right, let's jump into, the ultra runner's best friend, the emotional support vest, our running packs. I'll start off. I'm going to go with the USWE. I wear the 8-liter USWE. I've put holes in that thing. I've broken straps. It's falling apart, but yet it still buckles every single time. And I'm like, I don't know what I've done. I mean, I've done thousands of miles in this pack and it's still hanging on. So I'm like, all right, well, we're going to keep rocking and rolling until this thing just doesn't snap or buckle anymore. I finally got rid of the buckle squeak. I don't know what happened. I finally just wore it out. I guess it doesn't have buckle squeak anymore. But anyway, the USWE 8-liter is my go-to. I have the 14-liter that I race with if I'm doing a 100-miler, but for day-to-day, even on my 3-mile runs, I'll just throw it on underneath my jacket just to hold my phone and stuff. So yeah, I love it. Big fan of that 8-liter. Jackie, what about you?
So I just got a Solomon vest just so I can carry more stuff. I'll use just like a Nathan vest if I don't really need much, or in the winter if I just want to have my phone with me. But I've really enjoyed the Solomon so far, and I'm looking at getting a Tantrum. I'm kind of excited about it, just for the color.
I've seen so many of those.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about them, but they look nice. I like the look of them. I've never tried them. When I was at Javelina, a bunch of people had them, and I was like, man, where did these come from? I'd never heard of them until Javelina. So
yeah, I think I learned about it from Rachel Entrekin. She was wearing it.
Yep.
And I just thought I liked the looks of it. I liked the packability, and I know Andy Glaze did a review on the 6-liter, and he said it was pretty small. So I'm going with the larger.
Yeah.
I think 12-liter.
Yeah. Robbie, what about you? You got
I'm
tried and true?
Yep, Solomon. I tried some different ones this year. Solomon, the Advanced Skin 12. I've been rocking it with just my phone lately and my little remote for my dog's collar. I've tried some other ones and the phone just does not fit anywhere. And these other companies too, I want to be able to stuff in those pockets and get some stretch to them. I wore some other ones and you put the phone in there and you bend over and it falls out. I don't want that. I'm interested in that Tantrum too, because I read this kind of the story about small business, new guy type of thing. I think that's really cool in the running world where the space is, a lot of small companies are coming out to support us. For a while, it was just these big companies. Now we're seeing these other small companies come out. I think that's really cool. So I'm interested to see how you like that tantrum vest.
Yeah.
Robbie, you wear belts as well. You want to talk a little bit about your belt?
Yeah, I've loved the naked belt. It's I can put 2 bottles in it too, the small flasks in there. Load up with a bunch of gels. My phone will fit in there. It's got little clips for your bib if you're racing, so that makes that nice too. You don't have to poke yourself with safety pins. One thing with the sizing with those naked belts, though, if you are thinking about one, try to find a shop that has them in stock. Their sizing is really good. If you just measure your waist, you might not get one where you want it to fit. I went through like 3 different sizes before I found the one that fit for me. And luckily the guy was versed in them, because once you start putting stuff in those, it changes how it sits on your waist. So if you're going to put bottles in it, you might need to get a little bit bigger one. If you're just going to go phone and gels, you might want to get a size smaller. So what's that other one that just came out? I saw someone wearing is it Raid?
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention, the Raid. I haven't bought one yet, but I'm because they're sold out in my size. But as soon as they come back with it, I'm going to buy one. I saw a bunch of people at Javelina wear one. One of the guys that I was there with had one, and that dude put 2 bottles in it and jumped, and that thing didn't move. And I was like, no way. I was like, how does it not move? And it's cool because you don't have to have a particular, like, you have a size based off your size, right? So you're short, like I wear a large short, so I'll get a large belt. But it has a cinching system inside of it, so you can tighten it up or loosen it based off what you have in the belt itself. And so I thought that was really interesting when you're, if you're going to go run a race that, if there's an aid station every 4 or 5 miles, like, you may not have to wear a pack. If you had a belt that has 2 liters of capacity, which this does, you could put a bottle in there, maybe run a handheld and all your gels, make it to the next aid station, and you for your resupply. But when he put that thing in there and he jumped and it didn't move, I was like, dude, I'm sold. And it comes with a bottle too. So it comes with a locking bite valve bottle. And so I was like, I'm impressed by it. I really am. I've seen it in person. I haven't tried one on yet, but I think just seeing it in person, that was a selling for me. So I've messaged him. He's like, hey, just be on the lookout. They're coming back. And so I haven't seen them come back yet, but as soon as they do, I'm going to pick one up.
I've seen lots of reviews on YouTube going around, and every single person's like, this is a game changer.
Yep.
I could say that if that's how it cinches up compared to the naked, it's going to be a game changer, because like I said, with the naked, you got to find the exact right fit. And if you gain weight or lose weight, it's going to change. So they're not cheap. I know the Raids aren't cheap either, but at least you buy one and it's going to fit, for a while. Where the nakeds, there could be some iterations where you might have to buy a new one if you like it.
Yeah, I think the Raid is priced at like $140, $150. So, but I mean, you're essentially buying a pack. You think of it as a pack. It's only a 2 liter, so carry it lighter, but you could do a lot with 2 liters of capacity. So, Jackie, do you wear a belt, or are you?
I don't, but I think you just sold me on the Raid, because I need more water, and during the backyards, I'm wearing my vest almost the entire time. The one I did this summer, it got super hot, and I was trying to alternate. I was trying to manage my heat, but also fluids, right? So I alternated wearing a vest and then not wearing a vest and just having a handheld, and that handheld was not enough for me. So I had to go back, and I just had to deal with the extra heat from the vest. But yeah, I've been thinking about getting a belt, so I'll have to check out that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I obviously don't know your sizing, but they do have sizes, other sizes, but I think just like the large is just a popular sizing, so they're out of that one. But yeah, like I said, I've seen it in person. I've seen somebody use it. I saw a bunch of other people wearing them. I'm sold. I just haven't tried it myself, but I'm definitely going to be getting one for sure. Okay. The last little bit we got is stocking stuffers. So there's a handful of millions of things that you could throw in a stocking for runners. So you're building out your perfect running stocking. Jackie, what are you putting in there?
I'm doing like maybe some earbuds. I think you don't even need a name brand for earbuds. I think there's a lot of good ones out there. Salty britches I'm putting in there. I use that for every long run, every race. Also, what is it called? Happy toes, and either Leuco tape or KT tape for blister taping your toes. Those are like my go-tos for for long runs and for races. And then an ice bandana. I think that was a game changer for at least my husband this past summer with the heat and just having that cooling effect constantly. But I did find there was a guy that was wearing just a generic sun shirt, and he put ice in his hood. I think that,
That's interesting.
it was very interesting, and he said it doesn't bother him at all. It moved a little bit, but he just kept on filling his hood up every hour with ice. So I thought that was pretty easy.
So I always put, and it's recommended, to put your ice bandana in between your pack and your shirt. So you're not got direct ice on the skin, but you could easily tuck your hood in there. And so
yeah. Well, and I have an ice bandana that has a thicker material, so it's not that, I also have a Death March ice bandana, which I love, but it's really thin material, so it's almost too cold. But I have one that has a little thicker material too that helps with that protection, so you don't get freezer burn or whatever.
Yeah, I did the Hoka shakeout at Javelina, and Rabbit was there, and they gave out their ice bandanas, and they are a thicker material. I didn't use an ice bandana out there. I ran once, and it was in the middle of the night, so I didn't need one. But I am an ice bandana guy. I will die if I don't have one. So I like that. I like the Death March ones because I need that cold. And so I think the thicker ones probably wouldn't work well for me because I need that melt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I need to cool myself fast. Especially because I haven't seen the sun in months, and so, and we don't get hot up here either. So yeah. Robbie, what are you putting in a stocking? How are you building a runner stocking?
If this was a stocking for me, I would. I found the new Precision Fuel Chews. I don't know if you guys have tried those.
Those are phenomenal.
Oh my gosh! Do you know they have a bar?
Not sticky. Like they have that coating stuff on the outside of them.
Did you know they have a bar too?
Is it anything like our Martin bar?
No, it's the chew, but it's a bar. It's 60 grams.
Wow. Okay.
Same exact price. And you can get the mint and the lemon, or you can get the original flavor. So those things are game changers. I don't think it's going to be hard if you're going to be doing those high feelings, 60 grams an hour. I could eat 3 of those things pretty fast.
Hey, 60 grams an hour is not high fueling anymore, Robbie.
True. You're right. You
got to double that at least. I mean,
so I got to eat 4 chews.
4,
120.
Yeah, because
120.
David Roche right now is not listening to this podcast, but if he were, he would be smiting you down because
true. Yeah.
You got to be over 100. Pick those numbers up, bro.
Another thing, Element's good, but Mortal Hydration, the salty margarita.
I've never tried those. I see them on the feed all the time. I haven't tried them.
They're so good. They got some sugar in them. They're 8 grams of sugar, but that salty margarita tastes just like a nice margarita with no alcohol in it. Just sour and it was so good. So that I would also, can never run a soft flask or always something a runner needs if they have a vest.
That's a good idea.
If you forget and you leave some junk in one of them and you got to throw it away because you didn't clean it out, couple on you, some soft flasks.
My wife's always like, what is that black in there? I don't know.
A couple other different things is we, all of us use Strava, but one thing I want to go to next year is going old school and get a running journal. And actually, Jack, you were talking about your journal for your cold weather temps and all that. I would want to start a journal and write mileage, but also write a few notes, how I felt, stuff like that, to keep a little track on it. Then another cool thing, I don't know if you guys ever seen those Far Side calendars. No, they're old school. Anyways, they have these running calendars, and there's the rip off the one, and it's got quotes on it.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of cool for, runners when you get ready to go and see something a little motivational for your run, just to keep it on a little different side there. That was a couple things I thought of. And yeah, Bluetooth speaker. That's me. The loud one on the trail.
He's that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'll be that guy forever. But yeah, that's about what I got in my stocking.
Cool. My stocking's going to cost $25,000. I'm throwing stuff in there that's what I like. So, some small gadget items that you could get your spouse that, maybe if they're trying to get into the content creation game or they want to film their stuff. The DJI Pocket X3 is phenomenal for like content creation. I run with the Insta360. I have the X3, which is a couple models behind, but it works phenomenal. I think they're on the X5 now. So those are great little gadgets that you can throw in a stocking. The DJI Neo, they came out with the Neo 2. So it's a selfie drone, phenomenal little selfie drone. I know they have the Hover Air as well. So another selfie drone that you can have. Maybe it's time to update your spouse's watch game. And there's so many watches out there that, support long hours to help out with us. The Enduro 3, I think, has like 1 million hours of battery life or something like that. The Corals just came out with the Pace 4. There's so many cool watches out there. Another watch is a great thing. Something that we go through all the time that is super expensive is gels, hydration, nutrition. So you can always throw gels in there instead of candy. And I think that they would like that just as much. I like Precision. That's kind of my go-to, the Precision. I like Morton's. I know people are like iffy on the Morton's, as long as they're not the bars, because they'll have you a gallon of water. The bars are good. I like
and
the
a
taste
mile
of them.
Of walking very
You better
slowly.
have a mile of walking and a gallon of water to get it down. But they're good. I like them.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, they are good. So another thing is the Sunnies. Gooder has $25 Sunnies. I think they're raising their prices coming up to like 30 or something. But I mean, that's to be expected. They're the prices of everything are going up. So a cool pair of sunglasses you can always throw in there. We always need buffs. You can throw some buffs in there. Those are really easy. There's a lot of stuff you can throw in a stocking, but I like to go the higher end things. Yeah.
I was going to go there with, the cameras and stuff, but I was like, but you know what? There was something else that I forgot it. Sometimes, spouses, significant others worry about their people out on the trail. So a road ID is a good thing to have, mini inReach. A lot of these new smart road watches and phones all have SOS on them. So that's not, so if you're a worried person and you want to make sure your runner's safe, that's a good thing you could throw in a stocking stuffer too, depending on the cost. Road ID is pretty cheap. They have a subscription through mini inReach. They're coming out with a new one. It's supposed to be color map. I mean, watches and phones already have all that.
Yeah. Another one would be like self-protection type stuff. So I know GoGuard is pretty big. They have, mace spray and different like a knife thing. I see people running with a knife thing. Jackie, maybe you could talk a little bit about this, like, because as a male, like I'm privileged, I can go out and run and I don't have to worry about, someone coming and taking me. Well, a moose, yeah. But they don't care who you are. Stabbing a moose, yeah. But Jackie, I don't know if you carry the GoGuard stuff or if you what your stance on is it, but like maybe talk about it a little bit. Like, does the knife thing, like, are you worried about like stabbing yourself if you fall on the trail?
So I have the ring that is a knife and you wear it on one of your fingers. So I'm always worried that, and I will say I have my permit to carry now because I thought that was the best option. But when I started running, I got this GoGuarded ring. And anytime I would touch my face, I was afraid that I was going to poke my eye out. So I don't wear it anymore. But I think also like a self-defense class would be an excellent present.
Yeah.
And so I asked our local martial arts studio if they would put on a class, and she did it for free. So we had this huge group of runners that it was about an hour and a half long, and she just talked to us, and a lot of it was mindset stuff, but then she also did show us some moves for like, okay, if someone does jump out of a vehicle and grabs you or comes from behind, just knowing what to do and being aware of your surroundings and everything. So that'd be another good idea. It doesn't even have to cost anything. Like if someone's willing to give you that or put on a class for free, I think that's an excellent option.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I like that. Do you carry while you run?
I do if I'm out like on the trails with my dogs in town, and in summer it's a little more tricky because I haven't found a way to conceal it with shorts and a tank top. It's a lot easier in the winter.
Do you have like a special belt or is it?
Yeah, I do.
How are you carrying it?
I do have like a holster. There's a strap that goes around my waist and then my leg. In the winter, I'm just putting it in my pocket. It's the easiest way.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. I like that. Robbie, do you have anything else you want to add to your holiday wish list? Jackie?
So I'm gonna go back to I like thoughtful stuff. I like creative
Okay.
stuff. If I need winter running gear, I'm just gonna go buy it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy my usual stuff. I'm not gonna wait. So I like I like receiving and I like giving ideas of things that people wouldn't buy for themselves or even think of. So possibly I got this lamp last year instead of trying to like figure out all of these different ways to hang metals. This lamp from For the Long Run, it can fit probably 200 metals on it and it just consolidates them all. So that would be like
Really?
one suggestion of just an easy way to put all your metals in one spot that doesn't take up a large area.
Does it
Um,
hold buckles?
I think that you could figure out a way to do that.
All right. I
Like you
like it.
could
I
probably
like it.
just pin them or like figure out a way to fasten them to a strap or something. I also have like all my bibs hanging on there now too, just to put it all in one spot.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then thinking about like, okay, if I were to give my wife or my husband a thoughtful gift, maybe a subscription to Audible or a subscription to Run Try Mag, like their clubhouse, or um I don't know, like there are RDs out there that have these memberships where it's like $15 a month and you can be in this group and you can ask nutrition questions and you can get guidance. So something that will further their uh performance and their just overall health, where they can also be surrounded by other runners who are trying to achieve some goal. So those are kind of just some out of the box ideas, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. And that's something I think that, past consumable items or, clothes that we are probably just going to go buy ourselves anyways. I think that's a great idea. I actually told my wife this year, I said, give me a race. Like you pick out what race I'm running this year. And
That's fun.
I thought it would be fun. I don't think she's going to do it. I think she would be severely nervous to actually do it. But I told her, I said, hey, give me a race for Christmas. Little does she know that all the race lotteries that are important to me and come out before Christmas. So if she does give me a race for Christmas, I'm going to kind of be screwed because I'll probably be in a race already by the time it comes out. So, oh, thanks for this. Yeah, I'm actually running 1-2 weekends before that too. So this will be fun. But all right. Well, if you made it this far and you're still listening, guess what? I'm doing a giveaway. So I'm giving away a Performance Tech Tee from Death March Running Company and a U-Sweet pack. So
Wow.
all you have to do is on our little advertisement that's going to come out on Monday on Instagram, you just have to go in there and type mustache. That's it. All you have to do is leave a comment that says mustache and you'll be entered into the drawing. I'm giving away one person is going to win a U-Sweet pack and Performance Tech Tee from Death March. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool little giveaway, I think. It's not a little, it's a big giveaway. So if you want to try a U-Sweet pack or a Death March running gear, a Performance Tech Tee, just leave the comment mustache. I'll enter you into the drawing. I'll draw the drawing. Let's call it Black Friday. I'll figure out who the winner is on Black Friday. So you have until Monday. You have until today because it's going to be Monday today. You have until Friday to put mustache on the little deal. So I'm speaking into the future here. But
We are. It's future.
Jackie, tell everybody where they can find you. I know you're a run coach, so tell people where they can find you if they want to if they want to talk to you about run coaching. Where can they find you on socials, your podcast? We'll just give you a second to air out all your laundry here.
Yeah, my Instagram is jackie.wilson.runs and my website is jackiewilsonruns.com. So pretty simple. Jackie is JACI. And my podcast, I have an Instagram page. We're on all platforms, so wherever you want to listen. But we're focused on the backyard and timed races, and just the mindset of ultra running and continuing to go on further than you want to go. So yeah, it's been fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. We always love to get the female advice when it comes to everything, right? Because the male voice just gets tiring. So if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a review. We're on YouTube, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, and all the other random ones that no one listens to. So leave us a comment, leave us a review. 5 stars is always appreciated. And as always, we will see you on the trails.